Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sports Force Coach's Corner. I'm joined here by Briar Cliff head football coach Shane LaDage. Coach, thanks for joining me on Coach's
thanks
Corner.
for having me.
So, hey, you guys are off to a great start this season. What's it been like seeing your team play to their potential here this year?
Yeah, it's been fun, and to be honest, I don't think we had played to our potential quite yet. But they're just a resilient crew. I think I've said multiple times, and even you've interviewed me, they're just really fun to coach right now. They've been through a lot, especially this older crew. You know, we've had some tough years and some lean years, and to see them kind of get over the hump, I think they just really enjoy playing together, and they love each other a lot, and it's showing up in some of these tight ball games.
And you just mentioned there, it's been a couple of tough years, and you're early on at Briar Cliff here. What's it been like seeing these guys fight through those tough years and those challenges to finally get to this point where they're at right now?
It's been really fun, and it's really rewarding. You know, it's just, you know, this is the first crew where every guy we've recruited is on our roster now. There's no holdovers, and those guys that were holdovers before were incredible of laying a foundation. But just to see their belief and buy-in in us, in each other, and then ultimately our university has just been really rewarding and fun to be a part of.
Then we talked about the players, but what's it been like for you going through these past few years to finally see some success out there on the field?
It's fun. You know, I joke. I got done with that game last year, our last game against Northwestern, and kind of wondered, you know, am I going to be here another year? Because it was a tough year. And so just to see us put our heads back down and get back to work and watch our guys all off season, again, it's just been rewarding because we really love Briar Cliff and we love this community. And so to be able to stay and then see it kind of work out for the better to start the year has been a lot of fun.
And not only have you guys been playing well, but a lot of your recruits are local kids, and they're playing well in games, making big plays. Dayton Harrell had a game-sealing interception against Hastings. Blake Hogenkamp has been having a great season. Is it a strategy for you guys to kind of stay close to home and recruit local?
Yeah, we want to, and the hard part is everybody else does too in our league, you know, and everybody's pretty dang good right now. So, but to have a kid like Dayton come here when he could have gone pretty much anywhere and, you know, do some good things for us. You mentioned Blake's played really well for us. Ethan Dahlon's a kid that transferred over from UNI that's a North High kid that's played really well. You could go up and down this roster and find some guys from around here that have done well. And so it is a strategy. It's definitely not everything we do. You know, you look at our roster, it's coast to coast. And we've built it that way on purpose because I think that's life. You know, you go in a locker room, there's a blend of people from all over. I think that's going to benefit them down the road. But it is fun to see our local guys play really well.
What's it been like seeing those local guys kind of mesh with some of those guys who come in from the coast? And how much of a culture shock is it for those guys that come in from the coast to Sioux City, Iowa, of all places?
I think it is a little bit of a culture shock for them. But I live that. You know, I'm from Colorado. I went to school in Minnesota. And so to have, you know, I think it's really important that you just have those blend of guys. And to see them really this year really buy into each other and really love each other, I hope that that benefits them, you know, 15, 20 years down the road too.
Now, a big key for you guys has been your line play, whether that's the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. What do you think those guys have been doing really well this year, and what would you like to see them continue to do well?
I think they're playing physical, and I think there's a more relentless kind of attitude to those guys. No nonsense attitude. You know, there's no poor me's or anything like that. They love getting after each other during the week. You know, there's nothing I like more than watching Joe Caceres and Zach Rachel go at it on a Tuesday and Wednesday practice. And I think that's benefiting us right now. You know, when they get into games, I don't know that there's a better left tackle in the GPAC than Zach Rachel, and so Joe goes into games confident because he's played against the best all week, and that's just got to continue to show up for us.
Now, when we talked on Saturday, we weren't really sure how many times Briar Cliff had started 4-1 in their football season. I looked up. This is the second time in program history. What does that mean for you to get a 4-1 start here for the second time in Briar Cliff history?
It's cool, but it's just a start. We got a long way to go. You know, we're not looking that this is some historic season yet. We got a lot to prove still, and a lot on the table. And we really have a really pivotal stretch coming up here where we got Dort, and then we got Northwestern, and then we played Midland. So we're really going to see what we're about right now. But we're not looking that far ahead or that excited. You know, I think Coach Saban used to call it the rat poison, right? Like, let's not let everybody pat us on the backs quite yet. We got a lot of football left to play and a lot that we're really excited about having an opportunity to accomplish.
You mentioned one of the next things I was going to ask you about. You guys have Dort next week. Dort off of a big win last night. What are you telling the guys going into that matchup against the defenders?
You know, they got to prepare for us too. Right? That's the mentality. They're really good. I have a ton of respect for Coach Penner because not that long ago they were similar to where we were, not winning a lot of football games and have built a program and a culture the right way. So we have a ton of respect for them. And I hope that they do too for us right now. But this is going to be a great matchup and a really tough contest. We're going to play our best football, our cleanest football, our most physical brand of football. But if we do those things, I think we got a good shot. And, you know, it's just what an opportunity in the GPAC. You know, you looked at their crowd last night. That place was packed. We should see a similar setting this Saturday, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, Coach, anything else you'd like to add in the upcoming season?
No, just keep following us, keep supporting us. Our kids deserve it.
All right, that's all we've got here on this edition of Coach's Corner. Thank you for Shane LaDage, Coach, for joining me.
Yep.
We'll see you next time on the next edition of Coach's Corner.